You're listening to Potty Mouth Radio, the home of movies, music, television, and comedy. This podcast is filmed in front of a live studio audience and contains coarse language. Could it be any more spoilery about a 25-year-old sitcom? Hello everybody and welcome back to the one where we watched a Friends rewatch podcast, where this week we watched The One with the Monkey. How you doing, Noosk?
I'm good, thank you.
That's good. I know this is one of your favourites. I know you love Marcel.
I fucking hate Marcel. He's so annoying. Why is there a monkey there?
It's like
Just so dumb.
The one thing that could make Ross worse for you somehow is to add a monkey.
Yeah. Well, heck, no. When I was a kid, I thought that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen.
I always wanted to help a monkey. Between this and the episode of The Simpsons where Homer gets Mojo, the helper monkey, I was desperate for one.
Do you remember, like, back when we thought helper monkeys were a thing just anyone could have?
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, no. By that point, maybe we should have known. But when we were teenagers, you and your dad saw an ad for a helper monkey in the paper, in the classifieds, and you guys were like, oh my God, we've always wanted a helper monkey. Call the number. And it turned out someone had put his friend's number in there as a prank, and he was getting calls all morning.
It's true. We got so excited, though. It was like Homer when he sees the trampoline in the trampoline. All right, well, let's get into it then. The One with the Monkey is the 10th episode of Friends. It aired on December 15th, 1994, and it was written by Adam Chase and Ira Ungerleider.
Cool name.
Fun fact for you, not only is this the first Christmas episode, obviously.
Yes.
First Emmy nomination for Lisa Kudrow.
Aw, bless her cotton socks.
I just want to give you some fun facts about Marcel before we get into it. He appeared in 8 episodes of Friends.
Too many.
And across the 8 episodes, Marcel was actually played by 2 different female capuchin monkeys named Katie and Monkey. Very creative name.
Katie and Monkey.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's like, what's that movie? And here's our other daughter.
Dotty's sister.
Yeah, what's that?
A League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own.
Yeah. Yeah. So Monkey very sadly passed away, but Katie continues to work. She's been on shows like The Loop and 30 Rock.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Entertainment Weekly gave this episode a B, saying the episode introduces the monkey that was perhaps Friends' biggest blunder. Forcing Schwimmer to do comedy opposite a simian is beneath him.
Beneath him. Did Schwimmer also write the article?
And guess whose turn it is to give us the 30-second synopsis?
Oh, shit.
It's yours.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready to do this?
You know.
Well, too bad you have to be.
Yet.
Oh, that's not true. You're drinking your cup of tea right now.
Mate, I've had 3 sips.
All right.
Inject it into my veins.
Have a swig. Have a swig.
Okay.
Well,
Why did I drink it like that?
So glad that was on mic right in my ears.
Oh, well, I thought I would take it like a sip people could hear. That was so stupid.
All right. Are you ready?
No.
Because here comes your timer. On your marks. Get set. Go.
Okay, so it's the Christmas episode, but we more focus on New Year's Eve, actually. Joey is an elf instead of Santa this year, and he's dirty about it. And he invites a mum from the store to New Year's Eve because they've all made a pact, but then they all eventually break the pact. Chandler invites Janice, so we get Janice back. Phoebe meets David for the first time, and that's just so lovely and wonderful. And Jennifer Aniston is attacked at the airport when she's trying to see Paolo at the airport. Oh, and there's a monkey.
You didn't even mention the monkey.
Oh, it's not worth mentioning. Fuck off.
Oh my God. Okay. All right, well, let's get into it then. So the cold open, we start in the apartment and Ross comes in with a monkey, explaining that it was rescued by his friend Bethel.
One of the best lines of the show.
Yeah.
That is so cruel. Who would name their child Bethel?
Yeah, that's
Which is
honestly,
Phoebe.
we quote that all the time.
Yeah.
It is one of my favorite lines, because his friend Bethel rescued it from some lab, and you think Phoebe's going to talk about the lab, but it's
Of course.
Bethel.
Because she's a vegetarian. She's all about, human rights, animal rights, all of the rights.
yeah,
Yep. No.
children's naming rights, man.
Yeah.
Bethel, it's cruel.
It is cruel. What an awful name.
We also get Chandler saying, "Hey, that monkey's got a Ross on his ass."
Yes, but did you notice, for once, it's not Monica and Ross being creepy. It's Chandler.
What does Chandler do?
He keeps touching Joey all the time. And I'm not saying, men can't touch each other in a friendly way. There's no need for him to touch him. He does it quite a few times in this episode. Okay, so everyone has, and if you've watched Friends enough like we have, you notice them. Everyone has their own sort of physical acting they do to fill a scene.
Yeah.
Joey,
Yeah.
like Matt LeBlanc, will often just raise his hand and nod in agreement with whatever the funny line was, or whatever. Chandler has to touch people, and it's like, stop it, stop it. If I had a guy friend like that touching me all the time, I'd be like, fuck off. I do have a guy friend touching me like that all the time, and I tell you to fuck off. No, just joking. Are we though?
And then actually my favorite line of the cold open, which it's not super memorable. I didn't remember it, but as soon as it came out, I thought it was so funny. They're talking about, Ross got the monkey because he's lonely.
Yeah.
And they're like, why don't you just get a roommate? And he's like, I don't know, like in your 30s, having a roommate is, it's kind of pathetic. And he looks and he realizes that
Pathet. It's Sanskrit,
for really cool way to live. Because, of course, everyone else has a roommate.
Yeah.
He's the only one who doesn't.
Oh, Phoebe doesn't. She lives. Oh well, she lives with
lives
her
with her
grandmother,
grandma, yeah.
which is even worse.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we had one of our dear friends say that to us, and but he was talking in a self-deprecating way about himself. We were like, it's fine, and he's like, no, I shouldn't be living with roommates. I have to live on my own. It's pathetic now. And we were like, no, it's not. What? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Why are you on some weird timeline where you think you have to do things by a certain age?
I'll tell you one thing. I wish I had roommates instead of kids.
100%. So rude. How dare you? You're such a bad father.
So then we're at the coffee shop and Phoebe is prepping to play. And I think
I love her
I should have tracked it better. I'm pretty sure this is the first time we actually hear her play at the coffee shop.
No.
'Cause, yeah, in the blackout, remember the power went out before she started playing?
Oh, true.
So I think this is the first time we actually hear her play. She's prepping. She's saying, she's got 12 new songs about her mother's suicide and one about a snowman.
Yeah.
Because, it's all Christmassy and stuff. And before she starts playing, Joey comes in and he's very, very sad. He's devastated because he didn't get a job as Santa this year.
Oh, so sad. As if Joey would ever be Santa.
That's what I was
not
thinking.
Jolly enough.
He's not jolly. And also, this is going to sound wrong, but who would trust Joey to have people sit on his lap?
Oh, don't.
Oh, I mean, okay, not children. Yeah,
Yes.
he's not. But I mean,
They never imply that he's creepy with children.
no, but he is a pervert.
Yeah.
I could see him asking the mums to sit on his lap, like as a joke.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, I could see that.
It hasn't been written, so let's just not even attack it before it's happened, I guess.
Did you notice?
I know you're right.
And I'm sure you did. Did you notice Rachel's Christmas outfit in this scene? It is fucking adorable.
The red shirt and the skirt
Yeah.
with the apron.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. It's just a red shirt. They're all wearing Christmassy colours this entire episode.
Yeah, but hers is
Until
adorable.
New Year's, when Monica looks fucking amazing in that silver silk dress.
Yeah.
Jesus. Anyway,
Well, speaking of New Year's, this is when Chandler brings up that, he's going to have to spend New Year's alone. Desperate scramble to find someone to kiss when the ball drops. Man, I'm talking loud.
I wish you would realise that sometimes. You talk loud all the time.
Because, he's got no one. Ross has no one. Monica has no
Ross
one.
has the monkey.
They all have no one. The only one who has someone is Rachel with Paolo, and he's still away.
Yep.
So they all make a pact to have no dates for New Year's.
I know. Why do we need to do this?
Yeah.
Maybe New Year's Eve is a bigger deal over there.
I feel like it was a very 90s storyline. And
Yeah.
even just the idea of the pact. Like, this scene actually...
Like Valentine's Day storylines.
It reminded me a little bit of American Pie, where they all make the pact to have sex at prom, which is such a weird pact to make because that needs to be double-sided. They're not making a pact to have sex with each other, but it's just such a weird pact. But that's kind of what this reminded me of.
Oh, well, they're doing the opposite, but it's just like it's reinforcing that like the only thing to strive for in life is to be with someone. Like that's the be all and end all. It's
Well, especially
so
on New
stupid.
Year's.
Yeah, especially on New Year's.
Yeah.
I fucking hate New Year's. We're always asleep anyway.
Don't tell the people how lame we are.
We have kids. Anyone with kids is asleep.
I don't actually remember the last time I saw midnight on New Year's. I reckon it's been
Oh, I
15
know.
years.
I know when it was. When we went to our friend's, her parents' apartment because they were away.
Right.
That wasn't that long ago.
It was 9 years.
We had to put our children to sleep in a room. That was shit.
Yeah.
God, that was the worst. But that was a fun night.
So then Phoebe starts singing her song about a snowman, which is delightful and jolly.
Delightful. Even her eyelashes. I love how it
Just like
translates.
my mother's ashes.
Yeah. Sorry,
How
not
was I supposed to know that my mum was dead in the kitchen? La 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 la.
La, 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 la. Oh, she's so
And it
magical.
just, like I think you alluded to it just then, it keeps cross-fading to the next song, and each song is worse than the
Yes.
last, just all about her mother's death.
But don't you reckon when she's doing that, and my mother's
I think I know what you're
ashes,
going to say. That she
even
sounds
her
exactly
eyelashes.
like Amanda Palmer from the
Dresden Dolls. Yes.
100%.
I reckon that's where Amanda Palmer got her inspiration
Could be.
from Phoebes.
Could be.
So then, the crux of this scene, the most important part, is that she is interrupted by two men talking.
Very rude. Very rude.
Here is one time I disagree with Phoebes, though. You're playing at, like, a coffee house, cafe, not a restaurant, like even more of a bar setting, like it's a casual setting.
Yeah, yeah.
You shouldn't expect to be paid fully attention to.
No, well, even I went to a concert last week, and I like support acts. I watched the support act. It was at a theater, but it was a bar like theater. Like there was a bar there in the room. The support act was shocked that people were actually listening to her.
Aww.
She kept stopping to thank. She was like, "Wow, you guys are so quiet." Like she was,
God,
she
the
was
poor
shocked
thing.
because you expect it. Like I went back in my musician days. I used to play at bars and stuff, and I would never expect to be listened to.
Nor should you.
No.
Yeah, well, exactly. Oh, that makes me so sad for that poor girl.
But,
though. You didn't tell me that.
But
It sounds like she was as good as Shona Knife after every song. Arigato gozaimasu.
yeah.
They were so sweet. Anyway, sorry.
So the people
Phoebe,
interrupting her.
Yeah, she should not expect people to be fully listening to her.
No, and she's really rude to them.
No, I
think
love
it's
that.
Chandler who says that guy's going home with a note.
Yeah. And it's of course David
Yes.
and his colleague, and then she makes them share it with the rest
Yeah,
of the class.
I was just saying to him that I thought you were the prettiest person I'd ever seen, and then he said Daryl Hannah, and I said I liked her in Splash a lot, but in Wall Street I thought she had kind of a hard quality. I love that
He
dialogue.
plays David so well.
Oh man, Hank Azaria is
Yeah.
fantastic.
He is so good. I'm going to say something controversial, which I've alluded to before.
Oh, do I need to make a Noosk's big call?
No,
stinger?
don't you dare. Don't you. And don't add Billy Dunham's big call to... Don't do that. Have you even changed the sound effect of the timer yet?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Bullshit. So, I think Phoebe should have ended up with David.
Oh.
Don't you think so?
Instead of Paul Rudd.
I love Paul Rudd. I think...
I mean, we should... What about spoilers? Spoilers.
It's a 20-year-old show. You say it in the opening titles. Their love story was just, it was over decades. Decades.
Although we should track it because I'm pretty sure he's only actually in the show maybe 3 times.
Yes, and each time it's very special to Phoebe as a character.
Well, it is very special because he said, and then I was saying that you're, luminous with a kind of delicate grace, and then that's when you started yelling.
That's how you describe me all the time.
It is. That is how I think of you. You're luminous with a delicate grace, and then you start yelling.
And then I start yelling, yeah. So then she's like, okay, we're going to take a quick break. And she heads over to them because she's Phoebe and she's forward and I love her.
Yeah.
She doesn't take shit from anyone and she's happy to be like, hello, ask me out.
Yeah.
And later she's like, are you going to kiss me now? I don't know. Their love story. I don't know what. It's just, maybe he reminds me of a young you when you were like stammery and not the confident radio jock you are now. God. Love you.
All right. Well, then we're in the apartment and they're all trimming the tree. And Rachel says that she's shocked that David hasn't kissed Phoebe yet. Paolo already named her breasts.
Yeah. And David Schwimmer, of course, needs to have a little minor freak out about that.
Yeah.
Information we didn't need to know. And then she's like, oh, that was more of an inside thought, wasn't it? No, whatever. Rachel, you can tell your friend stuff. Like, she'd, up until that point, lived a very sheltered life.
Yeah.
Just shut up, Ross.
Yep. Hashtag free the named breasts. Yeah. But really the reason Phoebe is bringing up David is because she's looking for an excuse to break the pact and ask him to New Year's. And then that's when we discover that she's not the first one.
No.
Because Chandler has already asked Janice.
He goes on this rant about how that's not what we agreed upon. That's all right. I'm already invited Janice.
Which I love.
We
because
all
I'm
love.
So excited to have Janice back again already.
Maggie Wheeler.
The fact that she's back so soon, I think, just speaks to how good that she was in that first appearance, that the writers are already bringing her back.
Yep.
Because in my head, Janice comes back, like once a season. But here we are, like 5 episodes later, only episode 10 of season 1.
Yep.
And she's the only character apart from the friends who is making his second appearance.
And he is awful to her. We will get up to that. But
Yeah.
Janice deserves better. Justice for Janice.
Yeah. Then Joey comes in dressed as an elf and Marcel starts messing up Monica's kitchen.
Yeah. See, this is where I find, obviously, adding a monkey just kind of, like, it almost feels like it's jumping the shark, but we're still in the first season.
Yeah, we're 10 episodes in.
Yeah.
It's an odd call.
I know what that critic is saying with it's like saying it's Friends' biggest blunder. But here's the other thing. It doesn't match up continuity-wise with their personalities. There is no way
that Monica would even allow the monkey in her apartment.
No. Yeah. And then for it to like mess up her spat, like she wouldn't want animal paws on, like her things she uses in cooking. And then she talks about him. Didn't he like poo on the coffee table or something?
Yeah.
The next line or something?
Well, yeah, the next line, because Ross is upset that him and Marcel, we had our first fight this morning.
Oh my God.
Because they're kind of, the joke, the real joke is that Ross is so lonely that he's in a relationship with this monkey.
Yeah.
Like, that's the joke.
It's a funny joke.
We had our first fight this morning. I was working late. I said some things I didn't mean, and he threw some feces.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, that monkey has had its paws in poo. There's no way Monica would even let it in the apartment.
100%.
She is such a clean freak.
And then the other weird turn here is that then Chandler offers to babysit Marcel, which again is so strange.
Yeah.
I just I adore Friends. I love Friends. That's the reason we're doing this, is because we love Friends. We love watching it.
Yep, it's our.
But I think that this is a
space.
really odd turn, especially so early on. And there's a reason that when we rewatch Friends, we tend to hit shuffle to start with and then continue from the point, because very rarely do I feel like rewatching season 1. And a lot of it is due to stuff like this.
Yeah, there's still a lot of good in season 1.
There is. Yeah, there's a lot of great in season 1, which I'm discovering so far on this rewatch, because it is my least watched season by far.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, Marcel,
I'm still quoting everything.
I'm not here for it.
Yeah, it's just very strange. And also like hearing David Schwimmer's experience of having to work with the monkey.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't pleasant for him. Like I'm not saying that's, not a reason to do it. Like, the poor animal shouldn't be working in general. But I just, like, why did we do it? Why did we add a monkey?
But that's what's
in?
weird. It's like you say, it seems the kind of thing that you would do when you need ratings. It's like it's a gimmick, but that's why it's so strange that we're doing it here 10 episodes in.
Yeah. And the fact that I loved it as a kid speaks volumes as to how stupid it was. 'Cause
Kids are dumb.
kids are dumb.
Yeah. So then we're at David's lab, and Phoebe's there. They're eating Chinese food. He's doing work on a whiteboard, and she doesn't care about the work. She wants a kiss.
Yeah. And she's
Yeah.
like, "Are you going to kiss me sometime?" I
Why-
love
yeah,
how
when
forward she
when are
is.
you going to just sweep everything off the desk and throw me on it? And he's like,
Yeah.
I'm not really a sweeping sort of fella.
And then she's like, "Well, I think you are." And so he goes to do it, and he's like, "Well, this is very expensive.
expensive.
And this was a gift."
And well,
fair
now
enough.
you're just sort of tidying up. And then so eventually he does sweep everything off. And even then, do you want me to throw you or can you hop?
I know, but he's so sweet and respectful. Oh,
Yeah.
I love David. And
Yeah.
that's not to say I don't love Paul Rudd. Of any actor to join Friends, Paul Rudd did really well. I don't think anyone else could have done that well.
Yeah.
Think of all the actors available at that time. Paul Rudd was the perfect one.
Oh, yeah.
But I do think she should have ended up with David.
Oh, that's sacrilege, that comment.
But they're made for each other. Her forwardness allows him to be a more confident person. He is so polite and respectful and sweet and smart, but not like how Ross is very rigid in his thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Sorry, I just really love David.
Well, there's
Just
no
for David.
There's no David in the next scene because then we're at the coffee shop and we find out that Monica has invited Fun Bobby.
Fun, Bobby. Yep. Who it turns out isn't actually that fun this time.
Yeah. But we get the most disgusting thing ever in this scene.
Disgusting thing ever.
Yeah.
What?
Maybe you didn't think it was as gross as I do.
What?
Rachel
Yeah.
gives Ross his coffee or tea. I think it's coffee.
It's always coffee in America.
But there's no room for milk.
Oh, so she just takes a sip from it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's why you find that gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
Okay, listeners, this is how I found out Billy truly, really liked me when we were just friends and not dating yet. Because I took a sip. It was a running joke at college that, you couldn't share a drink with Billy.
Meningococcal takes your legs in 4 hours, people. If you catch meningococcal, it's already too late. By the
Yeah.
time you get it,
Yeah.
you're dead.
Okay.
Don't share drinks.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Okay. So that was
Just
Billy's...
a little PSA for you there.
Yep. As you told everyone in college repeatedly.
Yeah.
We were in college. We didn't give a shit about that stuff.
That's exactly why it had to be said.
Okay. So Billy was the responsibility of the group, and he loved to share this fact, and people loved to tease him and take a sip from his drink so he couldn't drink the rest.
Yeah, I would.
It was really
I would
cruel of all
literally
of
not
us.
be able to have the rest. After
No,
someone, yeah.
but I did it once as a joke, and then he still had a sip, and I was like, "Whoa,
Yeah,
this guy really likes me."
yeah.
And you must have thought I was very clean or something, because
Which is weird.
Yeah.
You're a dirty bitch.
I'm a basic bitch. I live in track pants.
So then we find out that Paolo is now coming back for New Year's and Joey has invited a girl from work. So Ross is now the only one.
Yep.
So here's the thing. I think the pact was stupid to begin with. Mm-hmm. But I think that this is kind of mean now, leaving it so that the guy who's already so lonely that he's virtually dating a monkey, leaving him as the only one without a date, that is mean.
He'll be right. Whatever. He got himself into this mess. He can get himself out of it.
And we find out that
Get
Chandler...
rid of the monkey.
Well, no, because although Ross is, he's been fighting with Marcel a lot. Him and Marcel are not getting along. Chandler, meanwhile,
Yeah,
had
it's
a
almost
blast
like
with
maybe
Marcel.
he shouldn't be living in a New York apartment.
Chandler, meanwhile, had an absolute blast with Marcel, he says. He's, that juggling thing. Like, Marcel is doing things for Chandler that he won't do for Ross.
It's all just so creepy.
Yeah. But then the scene turns because in comes Max looking for David to tell him that they're going to Minsk.
Yeah.
And that's when we get really sad piano music.
So, and I love that David says, "Oh, it's in Russia," and she's like, I know it's in Russia." So, I don't know. I watched this as a kid, so I actually just don't know if I would have known this otherwise. But I didn't know Minsk was a place and like it sounds Russian, so maybe I would have assumed. I didn't know until Friends.
Did you know where Yemen was?
21 Yemen Road, Yemen.
So then the next scene, we are back in David's lab and Phoebe comes in to congratulate David on going to Minsk. But that's where we find out that he's not going.
No.
Max mocks him. I want to stay here and make out with my girlfriend.
No, he does it in a much more catty way than that.
But, okay, I do have to ask you this, and I'm very curious.
Yep.
Because I know that you think that they are soulmates and should be together and stuff.
Yep.
How long have they known each other here? We know it's Christmas time. It's leading up to New Year's.
No.
It's been maybe a couple of days.
He shouldn't be staying.
He should go to Minsk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying their love story
transcends time and place.
it literally, came back and forth over a decade.
Isn't
there
it
was something
interesting-
there.
isn't it
And it was the
interesting, though, that, of
only one
course-
for Phoebe.
Well, this was the time before, even really email. If someone was in Minsk, there was no way to contact them.
No. I mean, she could have maybe gotten the number and they could have, caught up over phone, but it is a long way away and it's isolated and it sounds like it's a sort of science-based community spot where there's not a whole lot else going on.
Yeah. But he's clearly getting his confidence back because then he sweeps everything off the desk.
Yes.
Yeah.
So romantic.
It was Max's stuff.
So good. So then we're at the New Year's Eve party. We've
Yes.
skipped Christmas altogether.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
And Maggie Wheeler comes in. The diet starts tomorrow. I love her so much.
I'm so glad to have her back already.
Yeah.
And then Joey's date comes in with her kids.
Yes.
She brought kids to the party, which I
Yep.
think Joey was clearly not expecting.
No, they've ruined his plans.
I told you, though, he likes a mum.
Oh, God. But he is very respectful towards the children.
He is,
Later,
yeah.
she's trying to make out with him, and he's like, your kids are here.
Yeah.
And he covers them with a coat later because they fall asleep. Like, it's finally a sweet side to Joey that we see.
Yeah.
It was sorely needed.
And did you notice that they're all listening to REM?
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. It was like, man, parties in the 90s.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was what played.
Yeah. Then Ross comes in with Marcel. And finally here, this is where Monica does get upset about him bringing Marcel.
Yeah.
He says, you said I could bring someone. And Monica's like, yeah, well, I'm thinking your new girlfriend wouldn't urinate on my coffee table.
Again, further evidence that Monica just wouldn't even let him in the
Yeah.
door.
And again, at first, we think that's a joke. But then Ross comes back with, hey, he was more embarrassed about that than anyone. And for him to have the courage to walk back in here like nothing happened, which I will give credit, that is a very funnily written sequence. And Schwimmer does deliver that line very funny.
He does deliver it. Given, what a stupid line it really is.
Yeah.
He delivers it well. And he makes it funny.
Yes. But then the second he comes in the room virtually, Marcel leaves him.
Yes.
And he's out partying with other people.
Yeah. And Ross, but this is where I don't love Schwimmer's physical acting. He sort of looks after him and then he pretends to go see someone else. He's like, oh, but it's just obvious he's not looking or talking to anyone. I'm like, what are you doing there?
So then Rachel comes in and she really looks like she's been hit by a truck. She is in a bad state.
So normally, we've seen it before when Ross was hit by the hockey puck. The special effects makeup in this show is not great. And it's not the kind of show where you expect it to be good. So whatever, it's fine. Ross should have walked it off and gone home that night instead of to emergency. But she looks terrible.
Yeah, she looks real bad.
Yeah.
So
it's hard to make Jennifer Aniston look bad.
She got in a fight about a cab because she got to the airport. And what happened? Paolo wasn't there?
His flight was delayed and he's still in Rome or something. And but then the woman was like, that's my cab. And then she dragged her by her hair and she hit her head on the curb. And
God, New York is rough.
Yeah. Yep.
Looks like she's been at a Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
But you know what the most unbelievable part of this little sequence is? Rachel asks if anyone's been eating her dip. Rachel made dip?
Yeah,
Rachel doesn't fucking make dip. What a badly written... that's just nothing like Rachel.
Yeah. But also, like, how funny. Do you remember there was a time when you would do things like that? You would make dip for a party and you would put out, like, nowadays, you know, you don't give people gifts on their birthdays and you know, you just go out for drinks or something.
Yeah.
You generally don't.
Yeah. I mean, you know
for
how
a
much I
party?
love a French onion dip.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the easiest thing in the world to make, is you get a fucking carton of sour cream and you throw a pack of French onion soup into it and you stir it around.
Wow. Thanks for sharing your methodology.
But
Really intense.
believe it or not, that doesn't taste as good as the stuff you buy from the shop.
Shocking.
So I don't make it anymore because
Remember when I introduced you to the proper French onion dip?
the
with
caramelized French,
bit?
that's...
And you were like, no, it's not going to be as good as the one I make. I'm like, I guarantee you it will be much better.
I was young and dumb.
You were.
Yeah. Later on at the party, Joey's chatting to his lady and the kids are nearby. This is when you spoke about earlier that she tries to kiss him and he's a bit weird about it.
Yeah. Which is, he's being nice. He's being respectful. Like, these poor kids don't know him from a bar of soap. Like,
Yes.
They're like, is that the elf the other day? Like, he's not in costume anymore.
Yeah.
What's going on? And now we're at a stranger's house full of adult strangers drinking. Like, he's doing the right thing.
He is. Yeah. Go Joey.
Yeah. For once.
Ross is still upset about Marcel.
Oh, God.
Janice is being adorable as always. Smile, you're on Janice's camera.
Love her so much.
And then Fun Bobby arrives and he's
Yep.
not fun
No.
at all. His grandfather died.
Yep.
And he's very, very sad.
He's
not
sad
Fun Bobby.
Bobby.
He's sad Bobby.
And so everyone's New Year's is therefore ruined. Oh,
Well-
no, sorry. Hang on. Not yet. We're getting to the devastation.
Well, are we getting to Chandler breaking up with Janice? Is that the devastating bit? Because that's what happens next.
Yeah. He's so mean to her.
He's really, really mean to her. And she's just being the best.
She was invited there by him.
Yep.
And she's like, one of these days,
Yeah.
it'll be the last time. Like she implies that she'll keep letting him treat her like shit.
Yeah.
Janice, you deserve better.
You do.
Justice for Janice.
Hashtag justice for Janice.
Yeah. She deserves better. He's such a prick. Like, he finds her infuriating and insufferable. So why did you invite her there? Just to have someone to kiss when the ball drops?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah. Literally, that's why he did it.
That's so dumb.
Yeah. That's not the last breakup we get this episode, though. Because now Max and David arrive, and Max calls Phoebe Yoko. Says that he's going to Minsk without David.
You know, Gen Z probably wouldn't even understand that reference. now.
No. All you young kids out there, the Beatles.
Do you think any young kids are listening to this?
There was a band called the Beatles.
Oh my God.
They were really, really, really big in the 60s. They were like Taylor Swift. Think of Taylor Swift, but it was 4 dudes with awesome haircuts. That's the Beatles. And one of them dated a kind of performance artist, I guess you'd call her, named Yoko Ono. And she famously, I guess, is blamed for breaking up the band.
Yes.
So that's what this reference here is, if you're too young to get that.
Thanks for mansplaining. I could have Googled it.
I'm not I'm helping the people.
Oh,
Yeah, it's helpful. It's helpful. There's plenty of things that I wish someone would explain to me, like just throughout the day.
I do.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
Yeah, him calling her Yoko prompts Phoebe to be like,
Yes. So
This
this
is
is when Phoebe
important to
takes
you.
him into Monica's bedroom and she tells him, "You're going to Minsk."
yeah. Even though I think staging wise they wander into Rachel's room, but we've never seen Rachel's room yet, so
Yeah, okay.
it looks like Monica's room.
Yeah.
The pink walls. Anyway, that's irrelevant. I love how she does it.
Yeah, I really, really do like this scene, this breakup scene. I can see why this garnered Lisa Kudrow an Emmy nomination. Because it's what she does is actually quite subtle. I can see why you want her and David to get together, because the way that she...
Not yet. It's not their time yet.
No, but the
later.
way that she performs this episode, I don't care that they've only known each other for a few days. I think
Yeah.
you can really, really feel a connection.
Yep.
And so the way that she breaks up with him again, it's very Phoebe. She's directing him the whole way. And then you put your arms around me, and then you tell me that you love me and you'll never forget me. It's really, really beautiful. I do love
Yeah.
this scene.
Yep. But I love though that then she's like, you'll say my work is my life, and I'll be like, your work, and he just stands there like, oh my god, it's just so them.
Yeah, and so there we go. That is the last we see of David for
now.
For quite a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh.
I mean, he's going to Minsk for 3 years, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
5 years, 3 years. Oh, something.
I think he says 3, but I think it's longer. We can assume that they get extended. So then we're back out at the party, and this is where nothing has worked out for everyone. The kids are asleep, and Joey very sweetly puts a blanket on them.
I know.
Which is very nice.
And they're all standing there in the kitchen, and they're
Yep.
like, sad me. I've
Yeah.
got no one to kiss me.
And Chandler calls David a scientist geek.
I know. That's the other, like, it's not as problematic as, like, the homophobia and the fat phobia, but the like, real lack of respect towards anything kind of like just science or knowledge in general, academia, like, it's just the 90s in general and the early 2000s.
Yeah.
But that, like, they pick on Ross all the time for being geeky. Like, you just don't really see that anymore, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so strange. Like, David is so smart.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
that would be he would easily be the coolest person at that party.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
If you actually went to a party like that, you'd be like, that guy is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. You know who's not awesome? It's Fun Bobby, who's not fun. Because
Hey, Fun Bobby.
they're all sad that no one has anyone to kiss. They're talking about how everyone else at the party's, really happy. Monica goes, not everybody's happy. Hey, Bobby.
And he just starts crying again.
So good.
He reminds me so much of you after you watched Up.
Oh,
Hey.
God, that was rough. And then the ball starts to drop, as we are told by Rachel. The ball is and Chandler
Because her face is swollen.
Chandler suggests that they all kiss. There's 3 guys, there's 3 girls.
Yep.
Which,
And everyone's like, no, piss off. Like,
and Chandler's begging. He's like, come on, give me a kiss, give me a kiss.
yep.
And Joey does it.
Joey does it.
We get our first male-to-male kiss on Friends.
I know. Bless Joey. He's so sweet. And of course, Chandler has to be weirded out by it because gay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though, like, Joey's Italian. They kiss everyone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Male, female, doesn't matter. Yeah, I really like that.
I just have to ask, though, who the hell are all these other people at this
I know.
party?
Gunther's not even there. Later when they have parties, we see Gunther.
For a show called Friends, these guys really don't seem to have many other friends apart from the 6 of them until there's a party scene, and then all of a sudden the entire Greenwich Village rocks up.
Yeah. And like, even later sometimes we get some family members here and there, like Rachel's sisters pop in and out of episodes, or Joey's sisters. Or yeah, like Gunther is always hovering around at a party.
Yeah.
These are just like
just complete randos.
Yeah, just extras, and it feels weird.
It does. It does. It feels strange. And then we get the tag, which is just, it's after the party. They're all sitting around depressed. Ross Ross is very upset about Marcel. And the tag, the button on the episode is Rachel, I think that bitch cracked my tooth.
Yeah, because he's whinging to her, and she just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit,
She's
Ross.
just not listening to him talk about Marcel
Take
at all.
that monkey to a place where it can live a monkey-based life and get over yourself.
Yeah, yeah. So there you go. We did it. That is the one with the monkey. How are you scoring this one out of 10? I'm curious, because I know it has some bits you love, some bits you hate.
Yeah, so the monkey, meh. That drags it down, but the David stuff really pushes it up for me.
Yeah, yeah.
And Phoebe singing.
I think I'm landing on a 7 in the end.
Yeah,
I do think that
I
lots
was
of
gonna
this
say
episode
7.
is very strong.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, there's lots I like about it.
Could have been an 8, but Marcel fucked it up.
I honestly think without Marcel, this could be a 9. This could have been my
Ooh.
favourite episode of this season.
Oh, stop. You don't even know what you're talking about. You say that every episode.
I do know what I'm talking about, and I will prove it to you right now with a lightning round in which I am still ahead of you.
Okay. You might... Oh, no, you probably will get this. Damn it.
All right. Your 1 point question. Mm-hmm. What did Ross call his Halloween costume that combined a potato and a famous satellite?
He looks like a giant turd. Spudnik.
Yes, that's
and,
correct.
and Mona knows it. And he's like, Mario now. I love that. Mona! Okay, here's your 1 point question. After Monica gets stung by a jellyfish, who pees on her to help remove the pain?
Well, first she tries to pee on herself, but she can't bend that way. But in the end, who does it in the end? Because they all try. I think my memory is telling me that then Joey tries. He's like, I stood up, but he couldn't go. And
You
in the
didn't
end,
stood up. I stepped up to the task.
But in the end, it's Chandler who
Yes.
actually does it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her future husband peed on her.
That was actually a tough one because I knew that all three of them had tried and I couldn't remember who the last
wish
one
you'd
was.
gotten it wrong.
Yeah. All right. Your 2 point question, which again is probably the easiest question I've ever seen. What is the name of the vampire-themed porn film that Phoebe's twin sister stars in?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. No, hang on.
Oh my God.
Wait. Just give me a sec.
Oh my God, you don't know it.
I do.
I'm going to be even further ahead.
No, stop.
I am so
Give me
good
a
at lightning
sec.
round.
I'm so tired. It's a play on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Buffet the Vampire Slayer. Phoebe Buffet the Vampire Slayer. Ursula Buffet the Vampire Slayer.
So close. It's Buffet the Vampire Layer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Crush you. All right. What's my 2 point question?
God. Okay. Which actor's shower does Joey get caught using without his permission? Oh, I thought you would know this for sure.
Yeah, I do. I remember, he gets caught and he's like, you don't get it. I stink. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I might catch up. But, well, I'll still be behind by one.
I know. See, my brain is wanting to say Al Pacino, but I know that's not right. He played Al Pacino's butt and had a scene in the shower.
8.
No.
7,
No.
6.
Robert De Niro.
2, 1. Charlton Heston,
Charlton Heston. Damn it.
who you love.
You damn dirty apes.
So now I'm only behind by 1.
my
If I hadn't been
God.
so bloody tired, we'd be even again.
Well, that is just the absolute worst thing ever. All right. Well, thank you for joining us here at the one where we watched. It's been a lot of fun, as always. Thank you for joining us. If you're enjoying the show, then please give us a rating, share it with your friends, all that good stuff. You can find us on social media at Pottymouth Radio, and check out the rest of the shows on the Pottymouth Radio Network. We Watched a Thing, where I watch movies, The Hunt for the Perfect Album, where Dave and I talk music. And yeah, we'll catch you next week with the one with Mrs. Bing.
Ooh. The ball is terrific.